Hello everyone, I'm Paula and welcome back to Jubilant SPR, where we embrace the simple joys of homestead living. Today I'm baking something truly special, homemade bread infused with fresh, homegrown onion leaves and garlic. I'm baking them in cast iron loaf tins for that perfect golden brown crust. So let's get our aprons on and start baking. For this recipe, I'm using a blend of 60% white and 40% wholemeal baker's flour, bread improver, which is optional, yeast, sourdough starter, water or whey, butter, salt, homegrown onion green leaves, and garlic. Today I'll be tripling this recipe to make 3 loaves at once. Due to the onion content in the recipe, each loaf will weigh approx 930 grams, 33 ounces after initial dough proving. You may want to get larger loaf trays, make more smaller loaves, or use circular trays. Please refer to the quantity calculations of various ingredients I will have on screen, depending on how much bread you want to make. First, using a thermometer, I'm boiling a full kettle of water to a warm temperature of about 40 to 50 degrees Celsius, 104 to 122 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the perfect temperature to activate the yeast in the dough. I am pouring about 900 ml, 31.7 ounces of water into the jug for the 3 loaves. If you have whey, you can use that instead of water. Pour about 150 grams, 5.3 ounces of active sourdough starter into the jug. It doesn't need to be totally exact measurements here. Add in 21 grams of yeast and give a good stir to combine. Set the jug aside. While waiting for the warm jug to foam and bubble up, start preparing the dry ingredients. I am making this bread dough from a blend of white and wholemeal flours. I am measuring about 900 grams, 31.7 ounces of white bread baker's flour to get a 60% white flour ratio. Weigh out 600 grams, 21.2 ounces of wholemeal flour, which will be a 40% ratio of total flours. Add in 3 teaspoons of salt. You can use sea salt or rock salt. I'm adding about 36 grams, 1.3 ounces of bread improver in this recipe, but it's optional. I have been using bread improver for a while now, and I find it makes the bread lighter and has an airier crumb. It can extend the freshness and has other benefits. I buy the bread improver in bulk and get a better price. I store this in the freezer until I require. If you are thinking of using it in your own bread making, shop around as it can be expensive in smaller portions. Add in 4.5 teaspoons of butter, salted or unsalted. I just use rough measurements here. And now for the real unique flavouring in this bread. homegrown fragrant onion green leaves. I've been testing out a ratio of about 5% of total ingredients so that it's not too overpowering. I think it is mild and just right. Measure about 135 grams, 4.8 ounces of onion leaves to the chopping board. Every now and again, I like to go to each onion plant in the vegetable garden, give the tops a little haircut and preserve them in the freezer until I require. This way, I can store it all year round for all sorts of food products. Add 9 garlic cloves to the board. Dice the onion leaves and garlic finely before this goes into the flour mixture. Add the onion and garlic to the flour mixture. Give the dry ingredients a little mix. The yeast liquid has fermented and bubbled up. Gradually pour in the yeast liquid into the flour mixture and start incorporating together, mixing with a spoon. All the yeast liquid has been added to the flour mixture. Thoroughly mix this through and start scraping the sides of the bowl. Keep scraping down the sides and base with your fingers and incorporate the flour mixture back into the dough. The dough is going to be on the stickier side due to the water content in the onion. Add a tiny bit of flour at a time if you feel the need, but not too much. Let's mix everything together and knead it until we get a soft elastic dough. You have formed some sort of ball and most of the flour from the base and sides are gone. Finally, the dough is kneaded and it's ready for its initial proof. We're going to leave it in a warm place and cover it with a clean cloth. Let it proof for about an hour or until it's doubled in size. The yeast will make the dough light and airy. I pour boiling water into a larger bowl where the dough bowl is sitting in and I cover them up with a large cloth to proof. While waiting for the dough to proof, let's prepare the loaf tins greased with butter and flour. I am using 3 cast iron loaf trays. These heavy duty tins hold heat beautifully, giving an even bake, crisp and golden crust. The dough is finished the initial proofing. Weigh out the bulk proof dough and divide it up into equal portions. After each portion I weigh, I will immediately reshape and compress to evenly fill the loaf tray. I want to position the visible folds on the base of the tray. Score the top of the loaves with a sharp knife to let the air release when baking. I am making 3 cuts per loaf. This is a good time to preheat the oven for 220 degrees to 230 degrees Celsius, 428 degrees to 446 degrees Fahrenheit. I have reheated the proofing water and pour it into the large bowl. I'm going to let the dough rise again in the loaf trays, but this time I'm creating a steam environment so that the cast iron trays are not submerged in water. Allow an extra 10 to 15 minutes for the dough to proof for the second time. Then it should be ready to bake. The oven is now preheated. Bake the loaves for about 30 minutes until they're beautifully golden brown. I'm rotating these loaves every 10 or so minutes, making sure they bake evenly. The kitchen is smelling amazing, a real caramelized onion smell. Just look at these, perfectly risen, golden brown, and that aroma. Let's get them out of the trays and cool them down. Time for the best part, the taste test. Oh wow, this is gorgeous. The onion flavour is just perfect. The crust is incredible, so crunchy, but the inside is so soft. Looks like we have a winner. Homemade bread always brings people together, and when you use fresh homegrown ingredients, it just makes it that much more special. That's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your favourite homemade bread recipes in the comments. Jubilant baking, and see you next time on Jubilant SPR.